Hi, everyone. So, if you're wondering how to find out if your transcripts, letter recommendations, secondary school reports have been sent out, here's how you do it. Now, a lot of you probably who have already submitted your applications are saying, hey, I logged into the portal. Yes, you're going to get a portal of requests to with the colleges. You're going to need to check it weekly, saying like, hey, we need this, we're missing that. Now keep in mind, if we submitted everything today, it's not going to show up instantly. This is not Amazon Prime. It takes a while to process. So what you want to make sure to know is that your application sent. So that's number one. Please make sure that your application is sent on time. And then when you have submitted your application, look at that. I'm going to put it right over there, right? And then if you didn't put a Common App ID, please put that in there. Confirm if all this information is correct, and then just press save, right? Sometimes it takes a moment to upload, and then it's in there. So after you apply, please put that in there. But wait, how do I know if my school documentation was sent? I know I sent my application, got the confirmation, all that stuff. Well, this is what you do. When you go in a school, let's just pick Northeastern, for example. I'm going to click on this button here, and I'm going to scroll down. Oh, look, there it is. It shows all these information was sent. So every school that has a partnership with Scoir, you can see that right here. Now, there are some unique schools, like, for example, Georgetown, where you'll see that they do have a partnership, but they also prefer us filling out their own forms. So for those of you who are applying to Georgetown, this is only for Georgetown, you want to make sure that you fill those individual forms. Now, for a school like Northeastern, you don't need to do that. It's not one of those unique schools. It's just fairly straightforward. Give us your application on Common App. Your school will fill out the information at Scoir, and then we'll later on, it won't be right away, we'll give you a portal. Sometimes it takes 48, 72 hours, and give it 72 hours or maybe an extra day. There is a lot going on right now to process the information. But as long as you can see here in black and white it was sent, you're all good. This is the key thing, is sent. This is always a little bit more delay on that because there's a lot going on. Servers do get delayed. It happens. It's always been that way. Now, there are some questions out there like, but Common App doesn't say it's submitted. Remember, Scoir sends directly to the colleges. Common App submits directly your application. That's why we didn't put your teachers or your college counselor's email on there, because Common App and Scoir does not communicate with each other. Now, there are some campuses, like, for example, UT Austin, who don't have a partnership with Scoir. How do you know? It says download. So some schools, your college counselor will need to either send it to the admissions a special way. You should have gotten an email from UT Austin. And here's the thing that's important to know about the difference between these private schools and some of these public schools. So let's look at these two schools. There are some schools that don't have a partnership with Scoir, so there needs to be another way of submitting those applications if they're required. Why did I say if? Well, if we look at University of Washington, which doesn't have a partnership with Scoir, or UCLA, guess what? They don't want your transcripts. They don't want your letter recommendations. Don't believe me? Check the admissions website. Now, there are some schools like University of Michigan that do have a partnership. They do have a partnership with Scoir. And if your list shows like this, right, nothing's got sent, make sure to give some really friendly reminders to your college counselor. Don't remind your teachers. That's your college counselor job. Say, hey, University of Michigan is a public school. They are strict on deadlines, even receiving the documentations. But some great schools like University of Michigan have extended it to November 15th. Nice. But you want to give a friendly reminder on there. But there are also some schools like University of Texas that don't have a partnership. They want it uploaded. Are you confused? I would be too. So really quickly, one more time. There are a lot of schools that do not need your transcript or recommendations. UCLA, University of Washington, right? The CSUs, they look at self-reported information. So basically, yeah, they're taking your word that you filled out everything accurately. So double check your work, don't rush. Now, there are some schools, out-of-state public schools, that do take Scoir, but they have firm deadlines of getting the forms. So that's something that's important to do.